Hello, welcome to our Tech 220 final presentation. We are the sports viewers group, and we are going to walk you through what we did this semester. So for starters, my name is Stephen Walters. I am the team leader and final design artist, and I'm also a junior in data visualization and minoring in design and innovation.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm the team scribe and time manager. I'm a junior in organizational leadership with a minor in law and society.
Hi, I'm Bryson Butcher. I'm the team's information compiler and organizer, and I am a senior in anthropology with a minor in film.
Hi, I'm Patrick Closey. I'm a freshman in organizational leadership, and I was the team evaluator.
Hi, I'm Corey Brooks. I'm a senior in organizational leadership, and I was in charge of resources.
Initially studying our user group, we found that the demographic was a bit broad. After several field notes, we decided to narrow it to basketball game viewers only. However, after narrowing it to this, it led to the same conclusion. All sports viewers value the in-person experience more than anything. Socializing, the atmosphere, even food and drinks were important to these people. This turned our focus towards sports viewers who enjoy the in-person and even tailgating. We initially had a difficulty connecting our user group to a technological innovation, especially during the pandemic. The in-person experience was so important to our users, we needed to find something to enhance that experience regardless of the current social climate. Food and drink was a highlight of most users' experience other than the atmosphere. Our problem statement was we needed to find a technological-based innovation that allows sports viewers to enjoy their refreshments comfortably while viewing the games.
So after narrowing down our user definition and problem statement, we moved on to the ideation process. These designs came from various forms of feedback, including our field notes. And in addition, we also searched for existing patents and had our stakeholders weigh in on our design ideas. And after creating over 35 sketches, we decided to move forward with 3 products. The first is a solar-powered TV, the second being bleacher seat trays, and the third being a cornhole board cooler. These 3 designs really focused on allowing our user groups to enjoy their viewing experiences with food and drink close by.
After creating our ideas, we were tasked with doing research on the U.S. Patent Office's website in order to find solutions similar to our own. One that stood out was a cooler that came apart to allow storage inside of it, because it was a similar concept to the cornhole cooler. But the cornhole cooler uses technology to not only serve as storage, but also a convenient way to bring food and beverages with you. In the same vein, a bib tray was similar to the detachable tray we came up with, but with the tray being able to attach to seats, it would be much sturdier than something that just hang off your neck. We believe that our ideas were unique enough to continue forward with them because we found our designs to be more innovative, as it was more associated with the research done for our user base.
For our stakeholder feedback, we decided to use our interview with Mr. Richard Riddle. We believe that his feedback gave us the best input on deciding where to narrow down our design. He gave us great feedback for all 3 of our top 3 designs, and starting off with the solar power TV. He was interested in the concept, but unsure of the practicality. Suggested that a similar project or product might already exist, and worried about the cost for the average user. The second design that we talked about was the bleacher seat food tray. He was fond of the idea, but curious of the design of the product. Stated that it would be easier to it would make eating at games easier. And this is because no food in lap, and it's easy to maneuver when people are trying to get through the rows. And then lastly, we talked about the cornhole board cooler. He was most interested in that idea and even considered investing in the product, and mentioned that He is an avid tailgater, and this is something that he would really appreciate because it requires him to take less on his trips. Overall, we believe that this was our best stakeholder feedback for all three, and it helped us narrow our decision down to the cornhole board.
So the first design that we decided to really dive into was the solar-powered TV. This TV would have a solar panel backing so that when it was facing the sun, it would not only power the TV, but allow it to stream games from the tailgating area, as long as there's Wi-Fi or a hotspot around. This would allow the users to enjoy the game in their own space with their own refreshments. The next idea that we had is a bleacher food tray. So these trays would slide in and out between the bleacher seats for easy access and storage. They would then come up and hover above the seats to allow food and drinks to be sat on. This would encourage our users to enjoy their favorite snacks without having to put them on the floor. And the final idea that we had was a cornhole cooler. Whenever fans tailgate, food and drink seems to follow. However, most of these supplies to set up a tailgate use up a lot of space. This cooler has a detachable cornhole boards on the long side with cup holders sitting on top and mesh netting on the smaller sides to hold the bags. By combining a classic tailgating game and a cooler, users are faced with both an innovative idea and a storage saver. So each of these ideas comes with pros and cons. The solar-powered TV is eco-friendly and portable. However, there were some concerns about the practicality. This was due to the fact that it may be costly and inaccessible to the average sports viewer. In addition, our benchmarking research discovered that the product unfortunately already exists and is headed towards being available to the public. So for the bleacher tray, the stakeholders found it to be very convenient and all agreed that it solved an existing problem. However, the durability would be unknown for certain weather conditions in outdoor stadiums, and the trays must be constantly sanitized after each use. And finally, the cornhole cooler is an awesome space saver with a unique twist to the common tailgating game. Costs of labor are also relatively cheap. However, cornhole boards are known for their awkward shape and length, and a cooler will only add to the weight of the boards near the bottom. To get a clearer picture on which design was the most innovative yet practical, we made a decision matrix.
When looking at the decision matrix, we decided as a group on which parts of the criteria would deserve the most weight percentage. And we all agreed that functionality deserved the highest percentage, which we gave a 30%, which was followed by durability at 25%, comfort next at 20%, followed by aesthetics at 15%, and cost at 10%. After reviewing the numbers that we calculated, we decided that the cornhole board cooler was the best decision for us to follow up with.
We then made a decision. After looking at our decision matrix, patents that had already existed, and feedback from our stakeholder, we decided that the best route to take was choosing the cornhole cooler. It was the most practical and the most unique idea. With materials available, you could make it relatively cheaply, and when compared to an idea like the solar-powered TV, it was very cheap because the solar-powered TV would require many technological components.
So for our final design, as you can see sketched below, we finalized and cleaned up some designs from Bryson's initial cornhole sketch as a team to make the best looking design possible. Some of the things we added were hinges on the bottom half of the board, which allows for the user to open up the flap and grab whichever beverage they would like. And we kept all the boards the same size, all regulation size, so it wouldn't impact the game in any way. We also thought of a ruler that would be built into the board, which measured out perfectly 27 feet, which is the regulation size distance that the board should be apart. We also made sure they keep the back part open, so it's still easy for you to grab the bags that have gone in. And we also even thought about adding a bottle opener on the back of the board. For a 3D mock-up, I decided to make a quick little idea of what it would look like. So after weighing the pros and cons, we moved on to finalizing our final design of the cornhole cooler board. And as you can see, it lifts up about halfway through, and as you can see, there are beverages in there which you would conveniently grab. And the yellow line is the ruler measuring out the distance between them. And on the back side, there is a bottle opener.
If we were to continue with this design, we would start by using crowdfunding services in order to gain investors for our idea. Our cooler's dimensions would be comparable to that of a 52-quart cooler, which Ryan McLean in his article says typically costs about $60 to manufacture. But with extra material to complete the cornhole board, including the deck and bean bags, we would be looking at somewhere closer to $75 for total cost of manufacturing. With this knowledge, we can offer the cooler at $150 in market, which is a comparable price to the other high-end coolers of the same volume, and a drastic markdown from what a Yeti cooler of this size would sell for. We would manufacture these coolers using a process known as rotomolding, where plastic is heated until malleable, and then rolled into the shape that's needed. This would result in a cooler with smoother edges than what other methods would provide for a higher quality feel. And rotomolding is the same process used by Yeti coolers for that high-end feel that they have.
All in all, after doing this project, we believe that we have done what we wanted to do. We wanted to improve the lives of sports viewers and believe that combining two of the biggest tailgating necessities, cornhole and coolers, we have done just that. As big as tailgating is, we believe this project could be a big success. Here is the QR code to a survey, and we would really appreciate it if you would take some time to fill it out. Thank you.